Lecture 1, Germplasm Resources, Meaning and Importance. To begin Module 2, we will explore germplasm resources, which are central to the conservation, improvement, and distribution of genetic material used in agriculture and forestry. 1. What is germplasm? Germplasm refers to the genetic material of plants and animals that is used for reproduction and breeding. It includes seeds, tissues, DNA, pollen, tubers and plantlets. These materials serve as a reservoir of traits such as yield potential, stress resistance, disease immunity, and climate adaptation. 2. Types of germplasm. Wild species germplasm. Landraces, traditional varieties. Elite breeding lines. Genetically engineered lines. 3. Storage of germplasm. Gene banks, facilities like seed banks or cryogenic storage units. Botanic gardens, for living specimens. On-farm conservation, maintaining genetic diversity in farmer fields. Preserving germplasm is essential for long-term food security, especially in the face of climate change and emerging diseases. Lecture 2, Germplasm Appropriation and its Implications. While conserving germplasm is important, its control and ownership have generated debates about equity, access, and sovereignty. 1. What is germplasm appropriation? This refers to the exclusive acquisition and control of genetic resources by individuals, corporations, or governments, often without adequate recognition or compensation to the indigenous communities who developed or maintained them. 2. Examples of appropriation. Bioprospecting in tropical forests where native plants are patented by foreign companies. Commercial seed companies claiming ownership of traditional crop varieties. 3. Impacts of appropriation. Loss of access by smallholder farmers to traditional varieties. Reduction of community rights and farmer innovation. Exploitation of indigenous knowledge systems without benefit sharing. 4. Ethical considerations. Fairness demands. Prior informed consent. Benefit sharing agreements. Recognition of custodianship by local communities. The Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, and Nagoya Protocol provide frameworks to address these concerns. Lecture 3, Patent and Plant Breeders' Rights. Now let's examine how intellectual property rights, or IPRs, apply to biological resources. 1. Patents in agriculture. Patents are legal instruments granting exclusive rights to inventors for new, useful, and non-obvious inventions, including genetically modified organisms, GMOs. In agriculture, patents cover modified DNA sequences, transgenic plants or animals, biotechnological tools. 2. Advantages of patents. Incentivize innovation. Allow companies to recover research costs. Encourage private investment in plant breeding. 3. Challenges of patents. Patent holders may restrict seed saving. Small farmers may be unable to afford patented seeds. Risk of corporate monopoly over food systems. 4. Plant breeders' rights, PBRs. PBRs protect the work of plant breeders by giving them exclusive rights over the propagation and commercialization of new plant varieties. Under the UPOV Convention, International Union for the Protection of New Varieties of Plants, PBRs must ensure the variety is distinct, uniform, and stable, DUS. Breeders are acknowledged and compensated. Exceptions for farm-saved seed use. These rights aim to balance innovation and public benefit in crop development. Lecture 4, Biotechnology and Crop Improvement. Biotechnology offers advanced tools for improving plants and animals beyond what is possible through traditional breeding alone. 1. Modern biotechnological techniques. Genetic engineering, inserting genes for pest resistance, drought tolerance, etc. CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing, precision editing of plant genomes. Marker-assisted selection, MAS identifying useful traits using DNA markers. Tissue culture and micropropagation, Mass cloning of elite varieties. 2. Examples of biotech applications. BT cotton, engineered to resist bollworm pest. Golden rice, enriched with vitamin A. Drought-tolerant maize. Banana varieties resistant to fusarium wilt. 3. Benefits. Increased yield. Reduced pesticide use. Enhanced nutrition. Shortened breeding cycles. 4. Concerns. Biosafety and ecological risks. Consumer health fears. Regulatory complexity. Intellectual property issues. Governments and research institutions must regulate biotechnology with transparency and stakeholder engagement. Lecture 5. Production of improved plant varieties. To meet growing food demands, the development and dissemination of improved plant varieties is crucial. 1. What are improved varieties? Improved varieties are plant lines that have been selected or bred for superior traits including higher productivity, pest and disease resistance, nutrient efficiency, early maturity, climate resilience. 2. Steps in producing improved varieties. Selection of parent material. Hybridization or genetic modification. Evaluation through field trials. Release and certification by regulatory bodies. Distribution through seed systems. 3. Seed systems. There are 2 types. Formal systems, certified seed from research institutions and companies. Informal systems, farmer-safe seeds, local exchanges, community seed banks. Strengthening both systems ensures seed accessibility, affordability, and adaptability. 4. Role of agricultural research. Institutions like IITA, NERO, INRA, and JAIA centers lead research. Participatory breeding involves farmers in the process. Local adaptation trials improve acceptance and adoption. Lecture 6. Improvement of animal genetic resources. Just like crops, animals can be improved for productivity, adaptability, and efficiency. 1. Objectives of animal improvement. Increase meat, milk, egg, and wool production. Improve growth rate and feed conversion. Enhance resistance to diseases. Adapt to local climate conditions. 2. Methods. Selective breeding, choosing the best animals for reproduction. Crossbreeding, combining traits of different breeds. Artificial insemination. Genomic selection, using DNA data to predict performance. 3. Examples. Crossing indigenous goats with boar goats for faster growth. Dairy cows bred for high milk yield and heat tolerance. Poultry lines selected for egg production and disease resistance. 4. Conservation of indigenous breeds. Local breeds have traits often absent in exotic breeds. Genetic conservation programs prevent extinction. Indigenous animals may better cope with local stressors. Lecture 7. Sustainability and ethical dimensions of bioresource management. 1. Sustainable use. Bioresources must be managed to meet present needs without compromising the ability of future generations to use them. Strategies include agroecology, integrated pest and disease management, organic and regenerative agriculture, climate-smart breeding. 2. Ethical and equity issues. Access to genetic resources must be fair and inclusive. Recognition of indigenous knowledge systems. Prevention of corporate overreach in genetic ownership. Respect for cultural values tied to land and resources. 3. Policy frameworks. FAO's Global Plan of Action for Plant Genetic Resources. Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety. National Biodiversity Strategies and Action Plans, NSAPs. Governments, institutions, farmers, and communities must work together to ensure responsible stewardship of bioresources. White Heavy Checkmark Module 2 Summary. In this module, we explored 1. The role and importance of germplasm resources. 2. Issues surrounding germplasm appropriation and ethical use. 3. Patents and plant breeders' rights, and their impact on innovation and access. 4. Application of biotechnology in the improvement of plants and animals. 5. The process of developing and distributing improved varieties. 6. The need for sustainable, equitable, and inclusive bioresource management. Graduation CAP Final Course Wrap-Up, Bioresources Management. Across both modules, we've covered biodiversity and its ecological and genetic dimensions, conservation of local cereals, legumes, and fruit trees, crossbreeding and genetic diversity in crop development, the risks of genetic erosion and how to prevent it, disease resistance and livestock improvement, biotechnological protection and forest resource conservation, germplasm management and ethical concerns, intellectual property rights in biological innovation, production of improved varieties and sustainable development goals. This course has provided you with a comprehensive understanding of how biological resources are managed, protected, and enhanced to meet global and local needs. You are now equipped to engage in practices and policies that safeguard genetic diversity, enhance food security, and ensure ecological resilience for future generations.